All right, welcome to our Saturday morning. This is Ashtanga Vinyasa practice. So an Ashtanga yoga practice with a little bit of variation because it's not exactly to what the guide says, but very close. So we actually are going to start sitting today. I like to start a little lower occasionally. If you have a couple of blocks, cool. If you don't need them. It's just something that might be helpful. If you have something else that works like blocks, that works too. Helpful for balance in some of the poses. Front of my mat's actually going to be over on this side today. So sitting up nice and tall, just find that comfortable place. It's still pretty early in the morning, not super early, it's not the 6 a.m., but it's still pretty early. So we're able to come down and find a little bit more clarity in our minds and peace within our bodies and breath. So how we do that is sitting up nice and tall. And any thought that starts to come into your mind, allow it just to pass by without holding on, without attachment. Close your eyes or look down and rest your hands wherever is comfortable in your lap or on your knees. And start to really tune into your breath. Turn your attention inward, noticing the physical sensations of your body. Where is it that today that we're feeling sore or fatigued? Bring attention to different areas or parts of your body that you maybe don't think about a whole lot or haven't tuned into. Maybe it's your calves, your forearms, your left pinky toe. That breath is coming in deep, in and out through the nose, finding a full inhalation by expanding the belly, using that diaphragm to push all the air down. And the exhale is slow, a slight constriction in the back of the throat, creating a more audible exhalation. Take a couple more breaths. Let's reach our arms out and up. Take an inhale as you do so, connecting the hands at the top. Draw the hands down to your heart. Pause there. One more deep breath in. Let it go. Exhale. Next one for our optional Om sound. Deep breath in. Om. All right, make your way to your hands and knees. Lift up. Shift forward, hands and knees, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Arching the back, look up. Round the back, look down. We've got our cat and cow poses. So can you feel all the articulations of each vertebra in the spine? So see if we can get a little bit more, creating space and strength in the muscles that wrap around the spine. And do one more. It's a great way just to warm up simply. Take it back to your neutral position, walk the hands forward. Tuck the toes under and lift those hips up and back. A quick down dog, nothing too intense. We're gonna walk the feet forward right away into your ragdoll pose or forward fold. Feet stay about hip distance apart. Grab the elbow, shake out the head. And continue that deep breath. One more breath. Releasing those hands, you're going to bend the knees and roll yourself up to a standing pose. So come to the top of our mats with your feet together. Check Looking real quick, awesome. Okay, so feet together at the top of the mat. And feet together actually means just bring them at least hip distance or all the way together. That's up to you. So feet together-ish. If they are together, big toes touching, heels slightly separated. Lift up through the quads, the upper legs. Draw in that lower belly. Hands down, shoulders back, palms forward, gaze forward. This is Tadasana or mountain pose. Take an inhale, reach those hands up. Connecting those hands, just bringing them down to your heart. One more time. Deep breath, inhale. Let it go, exhale. Sun Salutation A or Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, reach up, little bit of a back bend here, look up. Exhale, opening those arms, dive down, forward fold. Lengthen through that back half lift, inhale. Exhale, plant the hands back, and the first one you can step back to our plank pose. And we'll take an extra breath here just to check in with that plank pose. You can shift high up under the tippy toes or take the knees down. Elbows in, chaturanga. Hug the elbows to rib cage. Upward dog, inhale, heart forward. Look forward or slightly up. Downward facing dog, look down, press into the hands, lifting those hips up and back. Down dog, 5 deep breaths. And we will do 3 Sun Salutation A's today. There's 2. 3. 4. And 5. Bending those knees, look forward, step or hop to the top of the mat. Half lift. Forward fold, exhale. Rising up, inhale, open those arms, look forward, reach up. And then let it go. Hands can come down to your heart or by your side. Samasthiti. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold, swan dive. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, chaturanga. So step or jump back, lowering down right away. Up dog, inhale. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. 5 deep breaths. Two. 3. 4. Relax your neck. And 5. Jump or step forward. Half lift. Forward fold. Rising up, inhale, reach up, look up. Connect the hands, exhale, bring it down, standing tall. Let's do one more, Sun Salutation A. Reach up, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift. Exhale, jump back or step back, lower down. Belly or halfway. Up dog, inhale, or cobra pose. Downward facing dog, exhale. Flipping over the toes whenever, using that core strength always to help you move. The origin of all of our movement stems from our core, our midsection, our pelvic region, the area in the middle. So that's where we're going to use most of our strength to get the rest of us moved into different shapes. We'll call that 3 breaths. 4. And 5. Step or jump forward. Half lift. Forward fold. Inhale, rising tall, reach up. And then take your hands by your side. Sun Salutation B. We start in a chair pose or Utkatasana. Bending those knees, sit back, reach those arms up, circle that circle, sweep them up, look up, connect the hands. Exhale, hands slide past the center, down the body, forward fold. Half lift, inhale. Exhale to chaturanga, step back or jump back, lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll take an extra breath in this first one. If you want to, you can lift that right heel just a little bit, right leg up. Bend the knee, step between the hands, exhale, soft landing. Back heel spins down for warrior stance, warrior one, reach up. Connect the hands and pause. Bend into that right knee. Press down through the back heel, inhale, look up, thumbs back. Exhale, hands back to the ground, right away to chaturanga. Back heel lifts, step back. Lower down. And you can always skip this push-up, don't worry. We'll always meet back in downward facing dog. Lift that left leg, inhale. Step between the hands, exhale. Warrior one, reach up. Pause. Reach back, look up. Exhale to the ground. Back heel lifts, step back. Chaturanga, no extra breaths for this one. Up dog, inhale. Downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Anytime you'd like to take those knees down and sit back on the heels, that can be a really great variation of our down dog hold. 3, 4, and 5. Let's take it forward. Half lift. Forward fold. Bend the knees, sit back, chair pose, reach up. And then let it go, standing up tall. One more, Sun Salutation B. Inhale, arms reach out and up, bend the knees, sit back, look up, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift, inhale, full breath. Exhale to chaturanga. Long exhale to get there. Up dog, inhale. Downward facing dog as you exhale, and step the right foot forward right away into your lunge. Back heel down, one breath to rise. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale to the ground, step back, chaturanga. Upward dog, point the toes, inhale, heart open. Exhale, down dog. Step the left foot forward. Back heel down, reach up. And back down. Step back, chaturanga. If you need an extra breath, that's okay. We'll head back to downward facing dog. And our last down dog 5 breath hold. There's 2. 3. 4. And 5. Let's take it forward. Half lift. Forward fold. Chair pose, sit back, reach up. And let it go. Hands by your side, stand up tall. Awesome. Okay, moving on. A few more standing poses. We're in our standing series. Hands on your hips, step your feet about hip distance apart. Hip distance, or you can jump it. Roll the shoulders back, lift up, look up, hands on hips. Exhale, grab your pinky toes with your big toes with your peace sign fingers, index finger, middle finger. Take an inhale, half lift, and bend the elbows, pulling yourself down and through. Forehead down towards the floor. Spread through the edges of the feet, trying to split the floor apart. Lifting up halfway, take an inhale, release the toes. Exhale, hands on your hips. We'll come right back up. Inhale, rise. And jump the feet together or step together, top of the mat. We'll take our right leg back, open up, triangle pose to the back. So the right foot turns, left heel back, reach, and take that right hand down the leg, left hand reaching up high. I have an idea. Stay there in your triangle pose. There we go. My video is now mirrored, which means if I say right, it looks the opposite. Anyway, hopefully it will help. Wait a second. Inhale as you reach up, lift up, turn to the other side. Reach long with the left arm. Look up towards that top hand. Stay there, take a few more deep breaths. All right, lift back up. We get to turn, take your hands on your hips, turn to the other side. Back to the other side, where your right leg is out and behind you, the back of the mat. Turn a little bit more, hands on the hips. Squeeze the legs together, reach your left hand forward. Reach before you place it down. Usually it could be on the inside or the outside. Traditionally, it's the outside of the foot. For our sake today, it might be the inside. Turn your torso, your body, so you feel more of the twist, less about the hips. And we can reach that right arm up. This is where a block might be helpful, or placing your hand on your ankle or leg. Revolve triangle. Good, bending into that front knee. It is a balance pose, so if you wobble, that's okay. Rise up. It's a big windmill style. Woo-hoo. Water wheel style. Adjust your left foot or your front foot now out towards the edge of the mat. Turn those hips so they're facing the front of your mat. Hinge forward, reach long with that right arm. Feel the extension in the body. Then we take that right hand down, inside, outside, or foot or block for the twist. So we start to twist through the torso, roll that left shoulder up and back, left hand reaching up or stays on the hips depending on the shoulders today. All right, rising back up, lift up, open up, and we're gonna step to the top of the mat again, your top of the mat. Reach those arms up, inhale. We do sun salutations in between. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift. Plant the hands, step back, plank pose. Chaturanga right away, keep exhaling. Up dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Step or hop forward, top of the mat. We don't hold that. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Rising up, inhale, reach up. And then take the hands down, mountain pose. Step your right foot back again. Open up. Turn the right toes to the back, bend the knee. More like a warrior pose. But we reach long, extend and reach towards that bent knee. Elbow can start on the thigh, left arm reaching up high. Extend it with that palm facing down. And then it's up to you how deep we want to get here. Hand can be on the inside. Again, traditionally it's on the outside with the knee pressing onto the tricep. Side angle. And let's switch it up, lift up. And press into that top knee to help you up, or use that core strength. Switch to the other side. Bend into the knee. Reach long with that front arm. Elbow starts down at first. Turn the body. It's almost like a little twist here. Rib cage opening, chest and heart opening. Extend, side angle. Okay, lift back up. We'll do a similar, except we'll add the twist. So we turn back to that front side, take the knee down to begin with. Left elbow or opposite elbow goes across that front knee, palms pressing. And this might be the place that we stay today. You're feeling the twist, awesome. We can definitely add more or different variations by opening the arms or picking up the back knee. Stay deep in the breath. It can be easy to lose the breath in the twists. But this is where we become even more mindful of our deep breath. Switch sides. We rise up. Pivot to the front. Knee down. Elbow comes across. The exhale allows you to find more space so you can get deeper in that twist. More twisty in the twist. Okay, rise up, lift up, then back to the front of the mat. Another vinyasa or sun salutation. Reach up, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Hamstrings already feeling a little looser. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, plank to chaturanga. Up dog, inhale. Down and facing dog, exhale. Bend the knee, step or hop forward. Half lift. Forward fold, exhale. Rising up, inhale, reach up. And hands come down. Take your feet wide, open up. Hands on the hips. Deep breath in. Let's take it to wide forward fold. Hands down in line with the feet. Exhale. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, fold down once again. This week and today we are talking about tapas, or our discipline, or building heat, fire in our practice. And this is a great practice that represents tapas. Supposedly doing this 6 days a week. I am not right now, but you could. You'll find some great benefits there. Bend the knees a little bit. Take a half lift just to feel safe. Hands on the hips, then rise up. Take an inhale, reach. Exhale, take the hands, interlace them behind your back. This will be the last one that we do for these forward folds. Press the palms together, squeeze the shoulders, look up, fold forward. Connecting in those hands. Making sure that feet are parallel. Squeezing inward. Lift back up, rise, inhale. Release that hands to your hips and step to the top of the mat. We do have another balance pose coming up as well. I'm gonna step a foot back. I do my right foot all the time. Step my right foot back. Turn to the back of your mat, pivot, so you're facing the back. Hands behind you. They can be on the hips. They can be reverse prayer. It's a traditional version. It's a little tough on my shoulders, but as long as our hands are back, shoulders are drawing back, chest is lifted. We hinge forward about parallel to the ground, so we don't have to get all the way nose to thighs or nose to shin or anything like that, not today. Because we're setting up for our next balance pose. So this is pyramid pose. We could come down lower, but we're gonna stay lifted. Bend into that front knee and lift the back leg off the floor. Toes face the ground, so they're not turned out, they're turned down. Warrior 3, or more of an airplane pose, as we got that chest expanded, shoulders back. And just enough so that that back hip, the lifted leg, doesn't start to open up. All right, slowly, keeping those hands as they are, lift up, knee comes up as you stand, standing knee lift. Pause. Extend through that left leg or that lifted leg. You can point the toes. Keep it flexed, just engage the leg. 5 breaths. The breaths in this pose tend to be a little shorter. Bend the knee again. Extend back. Back to that balancing warrior 3 or airplane pose. Bend that front knee, step back gently. Lift up, keep the hands as they are, pivot to the front. Shoulders roll back again. If you still got reverse prayer, awesome. I lost that a while ago. Hinge forward, keep both hips pointed forward. Get stronger in the legs by hugging them together. All right, bending into that front knee, that left knee this time. Lift the back heel. Straighten both legs. And we could be at a T position or a little bit out of that. Maybe a kickstand, toe on the ground. Whichever way you choose, you're going to feel that left leg stabilize, get stronger. And we're working with our balance by keeping our gaze at the ground. Just beyond the tip of the nose. Chest stays lifted and expanded. Good, stand up, bending into the knees, both knees. And then straighten that bottom leg, but the top leg is bent for now. Lift. Then extend it forward. Maybe point the toes. Avoid leaning back. That's cheating. Keep your core in and braced. Two more breaths. Bend the knee. There you go. Extend back. Do the airplane or warrior 3. Step back and down. Heel down, straighten the legs. Open the arms. Give them like a little bit of a rotation. Step to the top of the mat. Reach up, inhale. Exhale, open arms, forward fold. Swan dive. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, step back or jump back to plank. And continue the exhale to lower to chaturanga. Up dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Bend the knees, step or jump forward. Sit back, chair pose. Bent knees again. Way back, reach up. Connected hands or open arms with cactus arms if it's better on the shoulders. Palms pressing if that's all right and looking up. Shoulders soft. Lower. Wiggle the toes, get lighter. And then take those hands down to the floor. Exhale, lift the heels. Lift the heels, plant the palms, look forward. Knees on the back of the triceps or in towards the armpits. Lean forward so your weight is in your hands and fingertips. Lift the feet, crow pose. It's a quick one. We transition, step or jump back. Exhale, chaturanga. Up dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Let's take the right leg forward into your low lunge. Back heel down, warrior one, reach up. Keep those hands again together, or if it's, depends on the shoulders, if you need cactus arms or even hands at heart center is good too. Just keep a deep bend in that right knee, not passing the front toes. Good, switch sides, straighten that front leg, pivot to the back, pivoting on the heels, adjust the feet. You'll have to separate the feet again or do little wiggles, stepping that left foot out to the edge of the mat, towards the edge. So you have some space and a good width between the heels. Stay here, you've got this. Okay, bring your hands to your heart, opening up to warrior two. We open the hips, adjust the feet so they're a little wider and more in a straight line. Open the arms, shoulders stacked over the hips. Palms down and look over the left fingertips. If you need a shoulder roll every so often, use it. Switch sides, straighten that leg. Switch to the other side. Open up, look over the right fingertips, bent right knee. On this next transition, you can step right to down dog or hands come forward in front of the right leg. Lift the back toes, maybe try a couple little hop ups. Little hop. You might get some hang time, you might not. That's all right. Into a handstand possibly. And then we'll all meet back through that vinyasa and into downward facing dog. Take the knees down for a moment, sit back on your heels, child's pose. Right now is a great time for a drink of water, a mini break, as we transition from standing poses to seated poses. All right, we'll head back to downward facing dog. If you have a couple blocks or a block, you have them next to you. Straps could work too, or a scarf or belt or something. And we'll use them today. All right, downward dog, look forward, bend the knees. Can we jump or step forward? Bend the knees a lot, sit back. So you're sitting in on your mat. Extend the legs forward, straight forward. Roll the inner thighs a little closer together. Staff pose, Tadasana. So we take our palms down next to our hips, roll the shoulders back. Pull that belly in, hug it in, and take that chin, just slightly pull it back as well and down. Creating these energetic locks in the body. So our bandhas, upward lifting through the roots, through your core, your abs, and your chin in and down. Pull the toes back. Press down through the knees. Adding a forward fold, reach those arms up. Exhale, hinging forward like you're doing a standing forward fold. Add a little half lift. Exhale, fold down. So you're gonna grab the toes, the feet, the ankles, and send your gaze towards your toes. Let's take another inhale to a half lift. You can even press on the shins. Exhale, fold it down a little deeper. Maybe this time wrapping your hands around your feet, finding interlaced fingers. All right, lift back up. Bend the knees. And across the ankles, give your knees a nice little hug. This is where your blocks could help. You can take them next to you or something next to you. Press down and lift up off the floor. This is working our transverse abdominals, so the core strength we need to do these lifts. So my toes are still on the ground, but I'm feeling a lot as I'm pressing. You can do the same without blocks. You don't even have to lift off the ground, but you're engaging this. You feel it in like underneath your rib cage. So even just pressing, rounding the back, try to get your hips back. Do this little lift. Are you sick of holding here yet? All right, bring it back down. Little shake out of the wrists. Legs straight in front of you. Point the toes. Hands behind you. Shoulders back. Lean back. Lift the hips. Reverse plank pose. Look up or slightly back, not too far. Let's see if we can get the big toes to touch the floor. Squeeze through your booty, the shoulders behind you. Really great back activation in this pose. And lower back down. Let's do that little hugging lift again. Hug the knees in, press down. I've got blocks, so why not use them? Lean forward a little bit, press. If you can get those toes off the ground, do a little swing for a couple breaths, awesome. It's been a little while for me. All right, take it down. Legs out in front of you. And do a hip stretch at this point. So a couple options for you from here. Keep your left leg extended. Take your right knee in and bend it. So you can take that right ankle above, just above the knee in this figure 4. Or take that leg, the foot, into the inner thigh, crease of the thigh, not inner thigh, into the crease of the hip and the thigh. So you can sit up tall. To add a little bind, you would take your right hand around and find the toes, maybe, or just find a nice little lean forward. So even in this figure 4, if we're just leaning forward, you're feeling very similar things to the half lotus pose. No bends in the knees, the straight leg anyway, today. And we've probably been here for a little while. We have many poses to get to. Lift back up, switch sides. So into just above the knee, not hitting the quad, or you take the blade of the foot to that hip crease. Bind or no bind, a little lean forward. Not a full-on fold, and if you can, sure, go ahead. But as long as we're feeling the hip sensation, hamstring, and the straight leg, you're good. All right, lift it back up. Awesome. Let's take that left leg, extend it forward. Actually, bend both knees, bring them in. We got to do the little pickup again. So instead of a full-on jump back vinyasa type of thing, we're just lifting, pausing, pressing downward to lift up. It's that press and lift action. One more breath. And we're down. Nice. We're going to extend the legs out. One leg extended, other foot to the inner thigh. Shavasana. Turn over that straight leg, reach up, and fold forward over the straight leg. We have just a couple more poses. Lift back up. Lift that knee. I'm going to take that leg, the knee, bent knee side, and just take it across the straight leg. Hug the knee, hand down. Actually, in fact, reach up with that hand that would hug. And we can hug our elbow to the knee as you look back into the twist. Keep that left leg or extended leg strong and active. Get a nice little back stretch here too. And then switch it. Bring it forward. Do a little twist to the other side to counteract what we just did. Switch. Extend the other leg. Foot comes into inner thigh. We've got Shavasana or head to knee pose. Reach up. Turning directly over that straight leg. Exhale, fold it down. And rising back up. Now we take that bent knee up and across over the leg. Sit tall, one hand behind you at the base of the back. Reach up with that other arm. My right arm could be your left, depends what side you're on. Exhale, hug the knee or press the elbow towards the thigh of the leg. And you look back. Okay, back to the center. Unwind. Look over the right shoulder real quick just to counteract all of that. Hug the knees in. And we're just actually going to hug the knees in and just unravel the legs because what we're going into next is our boat pose. So we get to do all those pickups anyway. And should we do 3 or 5? Not that I can hear, if I can see anyone. Maybe we'll do 4. Let's compromise today. How about that? We'll do 4 of them today, compromising between 3 and 5. Lean back, boat pose, lift the chest, the heart, pull that belly in and lift the legs. If you've got blocks, you can place them next to you, or we'll do that same thing just without them when we do our little pickups. So reaching forward, legs straight or bent, that's up to you. 5. We got 5 breaths, or 5 counts actually in each one. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Cross the ankles, hug the knees in. Blocks or no blocks, little pickup. Try to keep the feet off the floor. Bring it back down, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do it again, little pickup, toes on or off. Back down, we got 2 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug it in, press down, lift. 1 more. Straight legs if you can. Lift the heart, shoulders back. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug, cross, hug, roll forward. Step back, plank, chaturanga. Up dog, make it a good up dog. Downward facing dog, exhale. Nice work. We get to come down to our backs now. This class goes way too fast. I think it does anyway. It's a great practice though. Step or hop forward, sit down, and we get to roll on back. So toes to the top of the mat, reach forward, roll yourself down. And when you get there, just for a moment, hug or walk the feet a little closer together and towards your body. Open the knees and just let them hang out for a moment. This reclined bound angle pose. We've got 3 back bends, and you can choose to stay with bridge pose all 3 times or add on as you choose. Lift the knees, take the feet about hip distance apart. Pressing down through the hands and the feet. Lift the hips and squeeze those shoulders together. Bridge pose to begin with, and they'll give you an option for our next pose afterwards. So similar to boat pose in the way that you're feeling your back strengthen out now. And we do a few repetitions of it. Lower down, take a little break, whatever that means to you. So not a full-on forward fold, but maybe your knees go side to side or you hug the knees. You can choose to stay in bridge pose again, or take those hands behind your shoulders, under your shoulders, elbows towards the sky, and press into the hands and feet for Urdhva Dhanurasana, or wheel pose. Right, lower back down, take a little break, slowly lower, pause. We've got 1 more. Okay, take it back up, either bridge pose or wheel pose once more, lift. Lower back down. Again, pause, reset. Take your feet apart and knees together, and just feel that internal movement of the hips. Right, take those feet a little closer together, hug the knees, get to roll ourselves back up for a moment, straighten the legs, reach up, fold forward. Feel this mostly on your lower back, so not straining, but you'll feel like a gentle hand is pressing forward. All right, lift back up. Gonna roll down once more and we'll stay down this time. Lift those legs straight up. Legs up the wall. If your practice includes shoulder stand, or if you would like to try it today, press down into the elbows. Lift those hips over your shoulders, hands to low back, and extend the legs. But if this at all is compromising your neck or any other part of the body and does not feel, if it's painful, doesn't feel relaxing, then come out of it and just leave those legs up. Keep your gaze up, not towards me. If you're in shoulder stand, you can take it to plow pose, feet fall behind you, or gently lower behind you. The toes may or may not touch. Hands can stay on low back or interlaced, pressing down to the floor. Then bend your knees wherever you are. You're going to slowly roll down, 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 down. Hug those knees in, rock side to side. So I'm finishing this practice a little different than the Ashtanga way, but I think it's a nice gentle cool down, wind down. So you're going to keep the right knee hugged in, extend the left leg. Then right leg comes across the body. You can pick up onto that left hip. Give it a nice twist. After all that core strengthening work and movement, it can be nice to just release, relax that area that provides so much strength for us. And then switch sides, take that right leg back up, hug the knee in, extend the opposite leg, and let's twist across this side. Both shoulders down and heavy. Bring that leg back up to the top, give it a nice little squeeze. And then hug both knees in. And this is where we are going to head to Shavasana. So if there's any last poses you would like to complete your practice, your wind down process, you can do so now. And once you're feeling totally complete, you can then join me in a nice Shavasana, where you just extend the legs, let the hands rest by your side, and remain still and quiet for a few minutes to take in everything we just learned and did, and just to practice that ability to find peace even throughout distractions, thoughts, the next thing. So stay here, stay present. Tune into the breath again. Listen and notice the rise and fall of your belly. All right, take a deep breath in and start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Coming out slowly, mindfully, bring awareness to your body. Take a long stretch, reaching back, a way to say good morning once again. And roll to your side, bend the knees, lean, a roll, bent knees, arm can be a pillow. From this nice, simple side lying pose, the safest way up to seated is to press into the hands, maybe the elbow, and lift back up. All right, staying seated. Hi. Welcome to the end of our practice. All right, or the conclusion, but not the end of our yoga. Yoga is a lifelong thing. Let's take our hands together and finish up with our Om. So first a breath in and out. Let it go, exhale. And Om, if you would like. Inhale first. Om. Thank you so much for joining in this Saturday morning yoga. Go off and have a wonderful, lovely, rainy Saturday. Have a great day. Namaste. What day is it anyway?